Shalom, family. This is K Money Spoken Words. Give me 30 seconds. I'm going to get right with you. Shalom, shalom. This is just a little piece. Hold on, I got other things going on. This is a piece I'm doing on Ahmaud Arbery. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a couple of songs, and then I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to first get into a statement from his mother, because there's 30 days until jury selection starts for the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery. So we're going to get into that. And I'm also going to have, you're going to hear brother Kenneth Smith speaking on what happened that day as well. But right now, let me start off by playing. This is off Bossman Blake's album, Inspired, with Samuel McCaster. So take a listen.
I am melanin rich. I am born for greatness. I range from blackberry molasses to sweet honey mahogany. I am black and I am beautiful. I am proud. I stand strong against oppression. I protest this boastfully. I am a person of integrity. Judge my character, not my skin color. I am black and I have suffered too many injustices. I rise above it. I am the definition of perseverance. I am that voice that screams of change. I am the voice of liberation and reform. I am the voice that will be heard. I am the voice that will change this nation. I am the voice of inspiration. Welcome to Inspired.
You could check out Inspired on Bossman Blake's page. Hold on, let me stop it for another song comes on, of course. Oh my goodness, yes, it's 30 days. Excuse me. 30 days until jury selection for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. Those murderers. Everybody's going to get their day. But what I want to do now is I want to read a statement to y'all from Wanda Cooper. That's Ahmaud's mother. She says, as the days grow shorter, my anxiety grows larger, as we are now 30 days away from the beginning of jury selection for the 3 individuals who chased and killed my son like he was an animal. As I wear, as I wear the hashtag I run with Maud, I wear it hoping it would help mend my broken heart, because my son was literally running for his life. The world will never forget that. Whew, that was deep. That was deep from his mom. And I run with the Maud, no doubt. I will always, until he gets justice, I run with the Ahmaud. Now, what I'm going to do, people will just have to take a look at this later. But what I will do is I'm going to share a piece from Kenneth Smith. And he explains what went on. So we're going to start there. Let me share my screen. And it's in detail. So, what's his opinion? He's out in Brunswick, Georgia, by the way. Let me share it. There we go. Okay. Let me put myself on mute and take a look.
subject that we're going to be talking about, for everybody that's in the Brunswick area, you're very familiar with the Ahmaud Arbery case here in Brunswick, Georgia. For everybody that's in the Brunswick area, you're very familiar with the Ahmaud Arbery case here in the Brunswick, Georgia area. Hopefully everybody's able to hear me. I want to definitely say this. I want you to share this video so that we could bring awareness to what's going on right here in our little small city called Brunswick, Georgia. So if you're viewing this, please share it so that we could bring awareness to what's going on here in our small city of Brunswick, Georgia. It's a very sad time, and it's a very sad state that we're in right now with trying to smooth out everything that's going on here in this city. I mean, it's very bad because we are fighting against the criminal justice system to a certain extent, because anytime you got the community and the law enforcement divided, then it's a very bad thing. For those that don't know, there was a young jogger out jogging by the name of Ahmaud Arbery. I know his mother pretty well. We used to work at the same place. And for those that don't know, he was gunned down by 3 white men. 2 of them was actually involved in the incident. The other one was actually doing the filming while the other one was running. While the young man was running. So to make a long story short, a father and a son basically chased him down while he was running in the neighborhood and gunned him down, almost putting you in the mind of the way it was in slavery when young black people or black people in general running down the street or walking down the street, and you get a mob of or white guys on the back of a pickup truck that ties you up or cause harm to you while you're doing nothing wrong. The story says that the young man was at this abandoned house looking in the window, or looking inside this, not even an abandoned house, a house that was under construction, that was open. And he went in to look in the house, and some of the neighbors saw him in the house and decided to call 911, then decided to pursue him. As he left out the house, he continued his jogging throughout the neighborhood. I think the neighborhood is Satilla Shores. So he continued the jog throughout the neighborhood, which is what I heard he did often. So these neighbors, that one of them was, I think, was an investigator for Jackie Johnson's office, district attorney office, was her investigator at some point. And his son took it upon themselves to follow this young man and not only follow him, but they took it from him. Anytime you got somebody following you and you're running, jogging, exercise, you got somebody following you and they approach you and try to corner you off and block you, you're going to do whatever you can to get away from them, whether that means fight for your life, no matter what. On several occasions, you could see him in the video trying to dodge them. And they went the extra mile to try to block him and keep him from getting away. It's a very sad thing that we live in a day and a time still to where you're not free to jog in a neighborhood, where you're not free to walk in a neighborhood, where you're not free to go and eat in a restaurant. And just because they feel like because of the color of your skin that you don't have a right to be there. I was just, when I first heard about this story, I heard about it late. So I aired a show as soon as I heard about it to try to bring some attention to what was going on here in the city. Because I know that things can be swept up under the rug. And that was almost swept up under the rug but thank God that we was able to get that story out and that we was able to bring awareness to it. We at the point now to where those men, they were that caused the problem and that committed this murder is actually in jail now. Thank God to our judicial system and the people that has been sitting on the bench, Judge Harrell and some of the other ones have not granted them bond when they tried to go up for bond. So we got the men that did the shooting. We got the man that did the filming. The question that I have after looking at the video, good to see everybody watching. The question I have after looking at the video after, because we seen the video up until before the police got there, we seen him jogging. We see them stop. We see him try to fight for his life. We see them shoot him. We see this. Now, what we didn't know is what happens after the police arrive. That's what we did not know, is what happened after the police arrived. So we find out that after the police arrive, we find out that the officer arrived on the scene. We heard some of y'all, like the video is going around Facebook of the camera footage after the police arrived. And we hear him talking to one of the men that shot, I think the father that used to work for Jackie Davis' office. We hear him talking to the father about what took place. The problem I got with that, listen to me, the problem I have with that, the whole time he's standing there talking to the murderer that shot Ahmaud, the whole time he's standing there talking to the father, Ahmaud is laying on the ground. Now, mind you, at this point, according to the video, according to their testimony, according to what they're saying, Ahmaud is still alive because he had not yet to take his last breath. Matter of fact, how do I know that is? Because if you look at the video, which I didn't only look at it, I studied the video. So if you look at it, though, you will find out that after the first officer got there, 3 minutes later, mind you, 3 minutes later, another officer arrived on the scene. And when that officer arrived, it was said that that officer went over to Ahmaud, turned him over, and started applying pressure to the wound. At that time, Ahmaud still had breath. He still was breathing. He might have been struggling. He might have been, but he was alive. So 3 minutes after, so Ahmaud laid there suffering for, we know, at least 3 minutes, not even well longer than that, but at least 3 minutes. I would say probably at least 6, because I think after about 6 minutes, the ambulance arrived. And that's when the second officer told the ambulance that he had not long ago took his last breath. But when they turned him over and applied pressure, he was still yet alive. And he was alive the whole time that he's standing up there listening to this lie that the murderer was saying. But because he was a black guy laying on the ground, then his life did not matter. And this is where we goes back to Black Lives Matter. It is not a game. It is not some people that's getting together trying to tear up a city. This is what Black Lives Matter means. It means that me laying on the ground, bleeding and dying, my life should matter. It don't matter what he's saying, what the man was saying out his mouth at the time, whether he was guilty or innocent. Only thing that mattered at the time was we have a guy laying on the ground. We have a guy laying on the ground, and he could be dying. As a first responder, got a couple of Nathaniel Hicks, good to see you. You've worked, Pastor Hicks, you've worked in the medical field. I remember you as an ambulance. I think you worked with the as one of the ambulance, I don't know, for Glenn County, and also you in the law field now. But coming up to a scene, First thing I would imagine is the first thing you would do is assist the person that's injured. Of course, being a police officer, you got to come up and evaluate the situation to make sure it's safe. But in doing that, I'm giving commands to the person that have did the shooting, but I am assisting and aiding the person that's laying on the ground because they could yet still be alive and needing assistance. And within minutes and seconds, you could literally save somebody's life. You could really save somebody's life. Pastor Hicks, feel free if you need to comment with that and let me know if that's correct. Because coming on a scene, if you got somebody laying in front of you that has been shot or has been stabbed, that has been hit in the head, to my knowledge, the first thing you do is you would check for a pulse for them to make sure that so you can say whether they're alive or dead or whether they need help. And I understand that according to the officers, the officer arrived and the young man was still standing there with the guns in their hand. With them still standing there with the guns in hand, I'm either got them at gunpoint and telling them to drop the gun, but I'm also checking on my victim so that I can give a correct diagnosis of whether they're alive or whether they're dead. I just think that in this situation, because he was a ex investigator for the district attorney's office, that he received some favoritism right off. In listening to his video, you will find that he made it very clear of who he was. And he did that on purpose so that he can attain favor from the police office, from the police officer that he was talking to, from the DA's office. And he just felt like that he had the law on his side. The problem I have with the officer is, like I said, he did not apply CPR or try to assist Ahmaud in any manner. If he did, it's not shown in the video. It's not said in the video. It's only said that the second officer arrived 3 minutes or so later than the first officer. And 3 minutes can go by really slow when you're fighting for your life, and every breath is hard for you to take. I think that we have got to let the people know that our life do matter. I think that we have to do it in peace, but we have to let them know that our life matter out here. You know, this was not a situation to where they pulled over a car and a young black man was very irate, or this was not a situation to where a young black man was resisting arrest. This was not a situation to where they trying to fight with a young man and he got a gun on him. This was somebody that was laying on the ground because he had been shot by two people that wanted to be police and want to take the law in their own hand, which there was no law broken at the time, and want to take the law in their own hand. We have to make sure that when you're approaching somebody, especially talking about doing a citizen's arrest or anything to that nature, that you're in the right and that you're doing things according to the law, so that you will not be caught in this situation. And the question is, why wasn't they arrested on site? We go into Walmart, and if we take something out of Walmart, then the police not there to see us. You know, we go and do a petty crime, we're arrested. You get pulled over for driving with no license, you're arrested. You get pulled over for no insurance, you're arrested. Here is somebody that have shot somebody in cold blood in the middle of the streets, and they get to go home and tell somebody about it for 2 months or a month and a half, whatever. We are not taking our young people, Black life, our lives serious, and oftentimes it's because of the color of their skin. I'm very disturbed by this situation. Moving on to the police officers. You know, when I look at the video that the news released of camera footage from one of the officers. You can clearly see in one of those videos that one of those officers that arrived on that scene was black. He was a young black guy that's arriving on the scene of another young black guy that's laying on the ground. He was standing there talking to a group of other officers. And at some point, they got into this huddle. And I guess realizing that his camera was on, one of the guys turned their camera off. But what puzzled me is that how, as a young black police officer, you clearly see and heard that the young man did nothing wrong. The dispatcher kept asking, "What is he doing wrong?" They could not say what he was doing wrong. Only thing they could say is he's running. He's running. Running is not wrong when you have not committed a crime. He could not say what he was doing wrong, but Roddy Piper, whatever his name, his energy and adrenaline is just racing for action, racing to gun down somebody, racing to start trouble, racing to start and pick a fight, racing to catch a criminal that's not a criminal. I don't understand how the young black officer on the scene could stand there with those other officers and just watch as they plan and scheme on how they was not going to arrest the McMichaels. That puzzles me. I don't know if this officer, this young black guy, is still on the force. And I'm pretty sure that he wasn't out because he was pretty young looking. I'm pretty sure that he's not outranking any of the other officers that was there. He may be, but there's a certain thing called morals. You know, you should have morals for yourself. You should not, I don't understand how people is able to sleep at night knowing that they have did somebody wrong, knowing that they have not followed the law, knowing that they have got over, knowing that they have robbed, steal, killed, lied, but you're still able to go to sleep and sleep at night. And these are the people that we got protecting our streets. These are the people we got protecting our children. These are the people we got protecting our homes. I don't understand that. They left him laying in the middle of the road for dead, literally. From the time they arrived on the scene to the time they left, they literally left him laying in the road for dead. If we ask ourselves, what if that was our son? What if that was our daughter? How do we think his mother felt? But nobody at that scene really cared at that time. Nobody really cared at that time. Only thing they was concerned about is how was they going to cover up what had been done? How was they going to get away with it? So that's why that officer cut his body cam off when he realized it was still recorded. That's why he cut it off. And they began to get in the huddle to try to figure out how they was going to cover this up, get away with not arresting the McMichaels. We go on to find out that one of the reasons that they didn't arrest the McMichaels is our former district attorney, Jackie Johnson, had given orders for them not to arrest the McMichaels. For them not to arrest the McMichaels. I don't understand it. It makes you think about if she's got that much power to where she can say who be arrested, who don't be arrested, even if a crime has been committed, then how many other cases have she been crooked? Look at people supposed to be thrown just because of their skin color, or just because she was friends with somebody that she feel like somebody else wrong. We have to be careful about the people that's getting in office, and we have to not allow tragedies to come in our city before we start voting. We have to make sure that we exercise our strength and our unity and go vote when we need to vote. Because if we don't, people like this get in office. People like this get in office. I feel so sorry for his mother. I know she has been going through a healing process, and she's healing, and it seemed like this has been a journey for a long time, because even before people knew she was hurting, she was hurting. Before the world knew she was hurting, she was hurting. Because you got to keep in mind, it was about 2 months before or more before this actually went worldwide and something was done about it. So she had 2 months to just sit and moan and hurt in private, where the world didn't know she was hurting. The only people knew she was hurting was close friends, and only people knew of her was family and friends that knew her situation. And sometimes not knowing who you can go to, everybody's scared to go against the city. Everybody's scared to go and challenge the county. So unless you get some global attention from some global lawyers and some global people in power to bring down a giant, you sit and just hurt, and you done lost your child, you done lost your loved one, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. I think that Brunswick has been shooken by um, by uh, this death. I think that Ahmaud have left a stain on this city that I'm sorry his life had to be taken, for eyes to be open, for people to be moved out of office, for new laws to be passed. I'm sorry that Wanda had to lose her child to change the world. How many of us is willing to lose our child to change the world? How many of us can walk in her shoes? How many of us can go Christmas without our children, their birthdays without them, and have fun without them, and laugh again without them? She sacrificed almost what God sacrificed when He saved this world. You know, um, but we, as the people in the city of Brunswick that say we love that family, that we love them, we have to make sure that we're not asleep on this. We have to make sure that this don't fall on deaf ears. We got to keep this fresh. That's why I'm doing a show on it tonight. We got to make sure that we keep this before the media, that we keep this before the people in Washington, that we keep saying Ahmaud Arbery name, so that the world won't forget, so that they won't forget what happened, so that they'll know that we remember. And when they have appeals and all this stuff, we got to make sure we there. We got to make sure we posting it. We got to make sure we marching. We got to make sure we rallying, because we need to bring awareness to the way that our young people and our Black people is being treated all around the world. And Ahmaud Arbery lost his life not knowing that that day God was going to use him to change the world. I want you to make sure that whatever event that his family may be having, whatever they're doing in remembrance of him, whenever there's a court date, when this trial take place, yes, let's talk about that. When this trial take place, we got to make sure that we're in the place. We got to make sure that we're on the grounds. We got to make sure that we're in their face, because we got to let them know that we're not sleeping on this, that we're in unity, that we're going to fight with everything we got to bring justice, that we will turn the city upside down in protesting, as in not in violence. Let me say that, not in violence, but just showing up in record numbers like we did when we marched over to the Michael's house when he was killed. Not in violence, but in peace. We would turn the city upside down. We don't mind piking out the courthouse on their front grass and protesting, to make sure justice is served, to make sure that Ahmaud Arbery didn't die in vain. And I want to say to the young people, They're looking for excuses to kill us. They're looking for excuses to wipe us out. Let's stop wiping each other out. Let's stop taking each other's lives. This young man lost his life as he was just running through the neighborhood, a neighborhood he often run through, and he lost his life. He wasn't shooting at nobody. He wasn't robbing nobody. He wasn't breaking in anything. He wasn't stealing anything. He was just running through the neighborhood, decided to stop and look at a house that he could very well be a mine, saying, one day I'm going to have something like this. He could have very well been just stopping, saying, you know what, I would love to live over in this neighborhood. He could have been really had good intentions, but because he was black, looking at a house that's being remodeled or built from the ground, whatever it was doing, and they felt like heroes that day, they decided to chase him down on a truck and take his life. We got to make sure that officers are held accountable. You know, I'm a supporter of police officers. I do believe that everybody want to go home at the end of the day. I believe that police officers have people that love them as well. But right is right, wrong is wrong, and when they're wrong, we have to hold them accountable, because when we're wrong, they hold us accountable. So we have to hold them accountable as well. I don't think that just because you wear blue or black as a police officer, you should cover up. You should cover up when your federal officer is wrong. I don't think just because they're a police officer and you're a police officer, you should cover up for them. I think that you should be held accountable, just as if I was in a store with somebody and I saw them rob the store and I let them get back in my car and we drive off. Y'all gonna hold me accountable for that. So therefore, I feel like you should be held accountable when y'all get back into y'all cars and drive off knowing that one of them had did something wrong or committed a crime. We have to make sure that our body cams stay on so that we can record the entire incident or what's going on. I don't think that they should be able to turn the body cam on and off whenever they want to. There got to be some kind of body cam that can come on when a call is when you answer a call over the radio. I think your body cam should come on then, and only until that assignment is over and you leave the property from where that assignment was at, should that body cam be able to be turned off. Because as long as you own that scene, then there's some reason you're there. Anything could happen to you as an officer, but anything could also happen to the victim, to the other person. So to protect both parties, I think that there should be something to where they don't have control when their body cam is turned off, because otherwise we'll be turning off body cam to say stuff we shouldn't be saying, do stuff that we shouldn't be doing. I want to take my hat off to Wanda. I think I got her type in this. I want you to stay strong. Know that the community is behind you. Know that we're not going to allow Ahmaud Arbery name to be forgotten. Know that we're not going to let them at Michael's rest without justice being served. So we believe that the judicial system here in the city of Brunswick have put some people in the right place so that we can get the right results. We believe that Jackie Johnson will face justice. We believe that the city is tired of crooked people. We believe that the county is tired of crooked people. We want to get the right people in office so that our children can be protected no matter what color they are, so that our neighborhoods can be protected by the police, and not that we have wannabe neighborhood watch people that's gunning down people just for running through the neighborhood. We are going in the right direction. I believe the elections coming up is going to put some people in the right place to get the right things done. I'm so happy that you decided to listen in right here at the Kenneth Smith Let's Talk show. We're here every Friday night and on Wednesday nights. And I want you to continue to tune in. I want you to do me a favor and hit the share button and share this video so that we could bring awareness to what's going on right here in our city, Brunswick, Georgia. I want to say God bless you and thank you for watching.
Thank you all for watching. That's our brother, Kenneth Smith from Brunswick, Georgia, y'all. Woo! I'm telling you. I if you go back to the beginning, I read Ahmaud's mother's statement, which was, she's going through, it's 30 days. It's countdown time for her, although she's been grieving for such a long time. Do you guys realize it took them months before they arrested anybody? But what hurts the most is they left him on the ground without even giving him aid. That's just a shame. I think they all should be charged, really. So right now I'm going to give you a song from Boss Man Blake. No matter what, he did his thing on this, y'all.
As a man, you have a lot of responsibilities in life, man. No matter what it is, any obstacle, any mountain, any hill, any bump in the road, you don't let nothing stop you, man. No matter what it takes, man. Anything easy in life, you will never respect. A test is just a setup for a testimony. Yeah. You can't call yourself a man if you're ready to quit. Trust me, I know. I've been there. Talk to a nigga. I know all about the struggle, homie. Cause I did it. I went through it. I never gave up, no matter what. Never gonna give up, no matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. Never gonna give it up, no matter what. You will never make me run. Never gonna give it up, no matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. You will never make me run. No matter what. I'm sick of these suckers, they taking the law in their hand. Trying to get me a chopper cause nobody following the fucking laws of the land. How do they call you a man? You really a bitch, you be calling your friend. And when we go jogging, you calling it in. You not a man, you really a trend. I had enough of a man. These trumpets I blow don't belong in a band. I'ma give him the smoke, I'ma blow up his head. I'ma empty the clip, make sure that he dead. My pencil mechanical stacked with the lid. I'm a radical when I done ran out of med. Or detach your neck from your head. My bandana red. Let's go. Never wanna give it up, no matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. Never wanna give it up, no matter what. You will never make me run. Never wanna give it up, no matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. You will never make me run. No matter what. I feel like just taking a jog, running a couple of blocks. Put on my bandana, grab me a tee. Put on my shoes and my socks. When I work out, I just like to go hard. I should be sick cause my name is Ahmaud. I never bother nobody, they won't bother me. That's just the way of the law. Now who would've thought I would face such a cause? The neighbors, they just started making these calls. They telling the peoples I'm breaking it home. I pray to God that I just make it home. I can't by myself so I'm running alone. Somebody is calling me, what do they want? I'm looking behind me, I'm seeing the truck. In the back of the truck is a man with a gun. I do what I do and continue to run. They pull up beside me, they cutting me off. The man in the back, he begin to jump off. I protected myself before he could let off. But he pulled the trigger and that's when I would fall. 2 shots in my body, I knew I was gone. They could have left me alone. I wish I was home. I'm on my way to the throne. What up, Mark? I'm running with you. No matter what. Let's go. Never wanna give it up. No matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. Never wanna give it up. No matter what. You will never make me run. Never wanna give it up. No matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. You will never make me run. No matter what. The racists, they thought they was getting away. No sir, no way. Y'all gotta pay. Ain't no play. Put some respect on his name. Hey. We calling for change. Gotta get rid of that DA. She evil like a goddamn slave. We gotta get her gone. Made the bitch leave this stage. That writer tried to plead his case. Got him locked up, had to leave his place. Should've seen his face. He's scared, so he gon' turn state. Now he running from the KKK. Now I heard Travis called you a nigga to your face. That's your body laid. Damn, hey, get up, no matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. Never wanna get up, no matter what. You will never make me run. Never wanna get up, no matter what. I'ma just fight till I'm done. You will never make me run. No matter what. Hey.
Arrests have been made in the death of Ahmaud Arbery, the African-American man shot and killed by two armed white men while jogging through a South Georgia neighborhood.
Well, Jeff, around 8 o'clock, we learned that GBI arrested father and son Gregory and Travis McMichael for the death of Ahmaud Arbery. Both men have been charged with murder and aggravated assault.
The community is demanding answers.
Ahmaud carried the most humblest spirit. Ahmaud was kind. He was well-mannered. Ahmaud, most of all, was loved by his family and peers. I mean, Ahmaud didn't deserve to go the way that he went.
This got to stop.
And that just was enough.
Bitch, I run for Ahmaud.
Now that's off of his album Inspired. Boss Man Blake, that is. Go check it out. And you can also check out Kenneth Smith on Facebook. Woo, I'm telling y'all, this is a lot. I can only imagine what Miss Wanda Cooper, Ahmaud's mother, is going through. And whew, I will fight. I will make noise. All the way from Canada. I've been making noise since day one, and I will continue until justice is served. Woo, y'all. I'm telling you, it's kind of rough, but we're going to get into another song from Boss Man, Genes of Soul.
It's a pandemic. It's worse than Corona.
Work hard. Be somebody. Be something more than what you see in the mirror. Let the world be your mirror.
It's time for another trend. Instead of glorifying the evil, help your brother win. Shit, I'm sick of seeing what we now defend. What we used to call lame niggas jumping in. Like you the devil's friend. Need to tuck that shovel in. Cause that grave that you digging, niggas helping him. It ain't no wealth in sin. Go ahead and mail it in. Cause I'ma defend this melanin skin I'm in. The clever you is, the better the man you is. Instead of a bid, why don't you take care of your kids? I guess you ain't noticed that we losing, friend. Try picking up a book and read it through the end. Can't let the news tell you who you is. Cause they just make us out of fools and we just let them win. That pussy Trump or the devil's friend. But guess who let him in? It was us in the end. If you ever pay attention, it seems like we glorify the bullshit. We praise all the evil shit that's being done to us, whether it's done to us on a racist standpoint or it's done to us by us. You feel what I'm saying? I think a lot of people don't realize how much power we have to change what we see.
The wind starts in your mind, but it's not a breeze. Proper planning and belief can take you to your dream. And what you think is what you really see. So negative thoughts gon' bring negativity. We living in these last days, ain't the time that you play. We gotta knock down these barricades. But we say we off the bullshit like who got on the better jade. Take some time and try to meditate. We in the hole, you gotta know if it's a God and it's a better way. And them haters, just let them hate. If you're in favor, they can't escape. We all got a day to fade. Respect your blood, like my jeans, is a plate. I'm full of soul, keep my food on my plate, Can't be a fool, cause it's rude when they're awake. And the Jakes at your plate and put that light in your face. Now you might have missed that. But that light should have been turned on a long time ago, bro. But we so focused on the wrong shit. Shit that don't do us no good, mean us no good. You shouldn't be competing with nobody with the same color skin that you have, you feel me? Because we already up against the 8 ball. You feel what I'm saying? It's time we open up our eyes, man.
Body to be global.
Okay, y'all, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. And let's finish the run for Ahmaud, y'all. This is K Money Spoken Words. I'm out. Shalom, family. I love y'all.